Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm honest, Jack and Letty still back in Lake Jackson because we're being social distance because even though we're vaccinated, we're trying to be cool for a few weeks. So this one is something that I was just about to make for me, man, but I realized that it worked on the budget, so I figured I'd go ahead and film it and let you guys see what I'm eating for under the budget. Like, this is really good. This is about once a week. I usually hit up something like this because it's cheap, it's good, it's simple, it's easy, and it feeds a lot of fat guys. And it's healthy. Maybe. We don't know. I haven't done the calorie count, but it's got rice in it, so that means it's healthy, right? Instead of pasta. Who fucking knows? Before we start, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell. Do the likes. We very much appreciate that. It helps to get the word out about us and helps us help other people with this kind of budgeting and this kind of food stuff. So we very much appreciate that. And we got a link for our merch and other thing with our aprons and fake hands and stuff. Shameless plug. I'll get to that later. Let's just get into the food, man. Alright, so I'm going to do this one specific way here. So get a bag of these. It's the shrimp that are already peeled and deveined. You want to get that time to get the tail on, that's fine. Get you 1 cup of rice. We've already done a video about that, so I'm just going to kind of cruise past most of that. Handful of garlic, lime or lemon, depends on what you like. I like lime, so we're going to go with that. Some pepper, salt, pepper, salt. You know, whatever, you're going to need a little salt and pepper. You can use some olive oil or butter. I'm going to use the butter. We're going to need right at 3 of the tablespoons. Remember, you can mark it on the side. And a handful of parsley. And that's all you're going to need. So go ahead. And 2 cups of water. Go ahead and get that starting up to heat for your rice off to one side. Like I said, we should have a link for our rice. Should be down in the doobly-doo. It's one of the first things we did. So I'm just going to skim on it. Remember, it's 2 to 1 when you do your rice, when you're doing it this way. First things first, get your garlic and chop that up. Again, shout out to Andy for the knife and the cutting board. Appreciate it. Then your lime or your lemon. You're just going to need 1. It depends on how citrusy you like it. I use a full one. If you're not that much into it, you can use half of one. But just cut it once, set it to the side. Now your parsley, you want to clean it, wash it, and then bring it back over here. You're going to use just the ends of it here. And we're going to run our blade through it twice, I believe. Just go ahead and give that a sip chop. You don't want that bottom half of it. Wad it back up. Run your knife back through it again. Set it off. This is only going to go into the very end, so don't be worried about it too much. If you're not that much into parsley, yeah, don't use that much. This is about a cup and a half of this stuff if you can press it. But I really enjoy it, and it makes it, just pop when you especially put it on the rice. So get you a decent sized skillet. Put it at medium to medium high. And you're going to start out with 1 tablespoon of the butter. Remember, we're trying to use about 2 to 3. So go ahead and do 1, let it start to warm up. And once it starts sliding around on its own, all right, see how it moves there? Just go ahead and throw your garlic in. Let that cook for about a minute. That's when it'll start to get fragrant, right? If you want to chop it down to finer than that, you want to use less garlic or just no garlic at all, that's you. But that kind of defeats the purpose of calling this a lime garlic shrimp thing. But all right, so now your rice or your water gets boiling. Go ahead and throw your rice in there, cover it up, let it come back to a boil, and we'll deal with that later. So now your garlic should be nice and fragrant by this point. I love that smell. This is generally when your roommate walks in and is like, hey man, what you cooking? I know we use it in a lot of our recipes, man, but it's super cheap and it adds flavor to damn near anything. So that's why you see it in a lot of different of these peasant dishes that we use here. So the shrimp, I rinsed them off to the side. I guess I didn't tell you that. They were already frozen, so I just ran some water over them for about 30 seconds, kind of knock the ice off of it, and let it sit and get that water off. You don't want to throw it in with everything in the bag. So once you get it rinsed, go ahead and throw it in here. Put the meat on the metal. As cold as they were, I just used my hand, and they all fit in the bottom of my skillet. It worked out pretty well. You want to put them in there about 2 minutes, then flip them over, okay? So this has been brought back to a boil, so we're just going to turn that off and remove it from heat, leave it covered, and don't touch it. Now that you're about to flip this over, after the first 2 minutes, go ahead and salt and pepper it. Again, it's to taste. It is very much optional. So if you're not into salt and pepper, you want to add something else, now's a chance to do it. Now, I use my tongs, mostly just because I was cheating and I was trying to kill time and fill time for this video, but you want to go ahead and flip these the shrimp over. That way you make sure that I did them one at a time. That way I make sure that they both got cooked both sides for 2 minutes. Once you get that second 2 minutes in, go ahead and add you a little bit of water. I think it was 2 tablespoons of water added, just because I didn't think my butter was gumming up too much. and then 1 more tablespoon of that butter. So I guess we ended up just using 2. Now get your lime or your lemon and go ahead and squeeze that in there. Now this was a really hard lime, so go ahead and take a knife, gouge it. Butter knife is fine. Don't use a sharp one. You might stab yourself in the hand. I'm sorry I'm doing this away from the camera. It was just I was in a hurry because everything's cooking. So go ahead and squeeze the juice for that lime in there. Make sure you get it nice and stirred. Now this has been 2 minutes on either side. Now you want to cook it for about 2 to 4 minutes. You don't want to overcook your shrimp. So if they're big, you might want to take them a little longer. If they're smaller, not as long, right? So you want to get them cooked to where they're just starting to turn pink. Once they're starting to turn pink, usually about that 3 to 4 minute mark, throw in your parsley. Give it a nice toss. Cook it for about a minute or so with the parsley in there. Let that nice and start wilting. Let everything covered in it. And you're done. Pull it over. Get your rice. It should be nice and cooked by now. This is super fast, super simple. So get it nice and turned, cook that for a minute, turn off the heat, pull it off the sides, and fine. I've also seen people do this with pastas and things, and some that just do it like on a straight, like a fancy thin sliced rye toast, which was outstanding. It almost made it like a pesto with a crunchy underneath it. Remember to pull off the tails as you're eating them, but this is outstanding. The shrimp were like $6 with tax or whatever, or it was like 5 and some change. So this is outstanding. This will feed 2 easily, especially if you're going to put something else to the side of it, or just one big guy once, but you're going to eat that rice and you're going to be full the rest of the day. So this is outstanding. You really need to try this. And there you have it, folks. That is outstanding. I always go super light on the salt and stuff, but if y'all do differently, or y'all put it over pasta or something, man, let us know. Put it down in the comments. We might revisit this one. I get to eat all this food, so I don't mind at all. This is absolutely outstanding. If you try it, let us know. If you want to do it differently, let us know. We might revisit this one. If you can tell us down in the comments, that's fine. If not, you can find us over on social media. We're at Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. You can find us at all those at Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. Shout out to all our patrons. Thank you very much. Without you, couldn't do this. We're also at Instagram, Live in Between. We had to shorten it over there. I'm going to go eat some shrumps. Yeah, shrumps. Like, I'll catch y'all later. I'm such an idiot. Bye.